Hello there, I'm Canary. Thank you for being here, and I hope you're having a nice day. For today's topic, what do we have?
So I watched the Diablo 4 developer update yesterday, and there was a lot of stuff they did talk about. They talked about the world tier system, dungeons, level 40, nightmare, and all of that other stuff, which is part of the endgame. They talked about the Helltide system, but I was actually just more interested in the big announcement that they have, and also the Q&A, just because the end game that'll take a while to even to get there, and I'm not sure even if how long I'll be basically sticking around, right? So for a casual player, once you're done with the campaign and whatever new campaign they put in, if it's very entertaining and very enjoyable, yeah, I'll stick on the end game. But for me, the main point is the gameplay, cinematics, and just the journey through it. And I did enjoy the two open betas. After work, I watched their video, and they got a big news. The biggest of them all is they're gonna have the server slam event. So basically everybody can join and jump in on from May 12 to May 14. There's going to be the server slam event, and then it's for them to make sure that their servers are running good, and for us too. It's another chance for us to jump in the Diablo 4 universe, and then build our characters, play around, and enjoy stuff. For me personally, I'll be using this to refine my controls, because there was a lot of times when I was rushing where my key bindings were just a mess, where in a fight I'll be opening some other menus that sometimes gets me killed, which is fine because it's a beta, and it's really the part of it, right? So I haven't refined it, and as a a new gamer or a casual gamer, if you can actually join this server slam, it'll be more refined because they did put in the updates that they needed to. So this is pretty much close to the version that we're going to get at launch. So let's go through the server slam details, right? So calling all the wanderers in preparation for the launch on June 6th, we must enlist your okay. So as you see here, I'll start from May 12, 12 p.m. I'm guessing this, yeah, so May 12, 12 p.m. to May 14, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and couch co-op for consoles. So what to expect, right? So this is pretty much the final weekend for us to play. It's like the open beta, right? We'll have access to all the characters, and then it'll pretty much be the prologue and act 1, which is kind of similar to the open beta weekend. And then looks like we will be only be able to level up to level 20, and then and just continue progressing, but we won't be leveling up after level 20. We will also get to fight the big boss Ashava again, which is great. I enjoyed during the beta. I really enjoyed fighting the boss with a group of people that I don't know. I would probably came from different countries too, which kind of gives you that different experience versus playing it as a single player. Though personally I prefer doing tasks as a single player, but this gives it a good mix of entertainment, I would say, or enjoyment. You see different characters with different skills and different weapons. So for Ashaba, she'll be starting at May 13th, 9 a.m. And then every 3 hours she'll be spawning, which is gonna be fun and great, right? I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be free this weekend for this, but I'll try and squeeze some time because this will be fun. What do we get? So we will get this. So if you finish Ashava and with one level 20 character, you get this Cry of Ashava mount trophy. And then other than that, you will get a Beta Wolf cosmetic item. But if you did the open beta, you probably got it already if you reached the level 20 and above. And then these two titles, I'm not sure what they will actually do, but yeah, well, they do have the instructions here how to download. So yeah, just go to the site, go to the Blizzard site, and then look for the server slam from Diablo 4. You'll definitely find this here. That's the biggest announcement there. That's the biggest announcement. Another weekend for players like us to jump in, have a couple of days of, have a couple of days of fun. I'm hoping I won't be too busy that weekend, similar to a lot of people like you, right? It's a weekend, got probably have plans, and the weather is getting warmer, so a lot more plans to be out there, right? So hopefully we could spend a couple of hours in sanctuary and play around. Yeah, this should be fun. So, okay, so that's the big one, right? 48 hours to slam the servers. Rewards. So yeah, the titles, I'm not even sure what they really are for. So you got the initial casualty title, and then you have the early voyager, but the beta wolfpack and the Cry of Ashava Mount trophy. Those are the two cosmetic packs that you could get. So Ashava will be respawning every 3 hours, and then final spawn May 14, 9 a.m. Pacific. Oh, here. So if you did the early access and open beta weekends, basically you don't need to earn them again. The only thing you'll probably get here is the Cry of Shava Mount trophy, because I'm not sure if we got that during the open beta weekends. I kind of forgot. I know we got the wolf, but I'm not sure if we got this one. So yeah, basically this is the piece that you're gonna get. So other than that, you got Riker here, which is one of the, I guess, the Diablo OG players, and pretty much he's been around the block and nonstop, been playing all the games and the Diablo lore too. So actually he did spend time playing. I heard he spent time playing. During the talk, he actually mentioned that the druid and the barbarian, once you kind of get to a certain level where they're very fun to play, he was able to get them to a level where they're actually on the top of his character list now. So that's actually a good sign. Personally, I really like the effects. I'll still be leaning more on the sorceress, the necro, and the rogue for like those arrow effects. But maybe the transformation of the druid might interest me. So I might eventually, long term, I might actually do a character using the druid. They did a massive work on the PC optimization compared to the beta weekends. So in this version, this server slam, there'll be DLSS3 for NVIDIA cards and more graphics options for PC players to check out. So if you're using a PC, check out when you log in, check out the options for graphics. There's probably DLSS there, like they mentioned, DLSS3, maybe the other DLSS2 and the FSR, and then they did mention too the ray tracing will probably be implemented after launch. I did enjoy the graphics already. I think it looks great already for me. So make it nicer, make the effects better. Oh, I'm all for that. So control customization options are available too. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot more options to play around with the controls. So that's the main part why I want to play, to kind of correct how I was using the keyboard and mouse. Okay, so the Q&As, there's a lot that I was actually more interested in the Q&As, so I did a kind of a summarized version here. And so if you're interested, the other ones, the first part of their talk actually involves a lot of the Endgame type things. It's very interesting, seeing that the end game will be way out there. So for me it's like, yeah, I'll keep that on the back of my head, but I'll revisit it. I'm more into to what's gonna go on going to that end game. Well, let's go to the Q&A. So this is pretty much kind of a summary of what the questions that were asked and the answers that they gave. So if you want to get the full version, yeah, just watch it. It's like an hour 30 minutes long. So if it interests you, yeah, just play it and then go listen to what they were discussing. So first part of what their discussion, again, the first part of their discussion, they did talk about the hell tides, the dungeons, a lot of the end game pieces, and then the last part is the surprise where we'll get to access Diablo 4 again for a weekend, and then the Q&A. So let's go through the Q&A. Question on the battle pass length. So there will be a lot of content, and the battle pass is set to be completed by players of all types. So from hardcore, that'll be probably be done real quick by like hardcore or players that will put a lot of time in it. But they did say that the battle pass will be completed before the season is completed, so there should be enough time. Yeah, the battle pass length should be completed before the season is completed. nightmare dungeon numbers. So the numbers will be rotated every season to have different objectives, layouts, monsters, and experiences. So it's not like all of the dungeons could be just turned or created into a nightmare dungeon. So they'll be rotating it every season. Question for players who don't plan to play every season. So what's in it for them, right? So what's in it for you, basically? For me, I'm not sure if I'm going to play all season. I'll definitely play the main campaign. And if the storyline is good and, if the season is good, of course I will, right? So there will be regular live updates done, and there will always be new items to be put in, infusion of some game content for those not interested or not doing seasons. So there'll always be something there to kind of keep your interest in there. Yes, the season is not required. Question on skill tree design. So new opportunities for different playstyles, adding new passives, new skills in the future. These updates will be done in the future expansion or updates. The skill tree will get updated and skills and passives will be added, going forward. Not all of them will be available immediately anyways. Question on Altars of Lilith between seasons. Concerning stat points, the renown system, it's reset on a seasonal basis. But there's no need to do all the side quests, the fights, get renown back up, because there's no need to do all the tasks in order to get your renown bar full. You'll be able to complete your renown bar without completing all the tasks. So it's not necessary to complete all the tasks. On the Altar of Lilith, the stat boost that you get for finding the Altar of Lilith will be for your character in that realm. So once you collect the stat boost for, let's say you got all of them in the area, right? So that will propagate to all the characters of that realm and the game type. So if you have a hardcore character that got all of them, all your hardcore characters in that realm will get that stat boost. And then similar to normal characters, once you get one normal character that got all of them, you don't have to have your new character get all of them too. So which is a good quality of life feature that'll be too much of a repeat process. That'll be a headache to do. There is no need to collect the Altars of Lilith every new season. Question on item types, specific zones, or monsters. So there are certain creature drop specific things, like world bosses drop crafting materials to add sockets to gear. There are certain content types that grant certain items, like nightmare dungeons will level up your glyphs. So certain monsters will have a higher chance to drop certain kind of items. So a sample would be the skeletons have a chance to drop crossbows, right? So if you're looking for crossbows, keep on fighting skeletons and you will definitely be getting some crossbows. And then question on additional changes after the beta or maybe the Server Slam weekend, right? So the major updates have been made. So they said the major updates have been made. The Server Slam is very close to the production version or the final release version on June. So it's going forward, though, updates will be made based on player feedback and data and their plan schedule. Question on overlay map and mini map, right? There were a lot of people who kind of wanted to have that overlay map. So D4 doesn't have any overlay map. That's to keep the behavior of killing monsters and navigating. They want to separate those two. So their idea is to keep the player immersed to combat or navigating. That's why they had those pins. So feedback, of course, will be considered. They did mention that too. But personally, for me, it wasn't really an issue. So I would, if I'm traveling somewhere, I check the map out and then close it. And then after a while, I kind of already have like on my head if I'm going to the right place, and then open a map quickly and then close it. So it wasn't really an issue for me. I didn't find it as an issue because I actually like seeing the whole screen when maybe the overlay map. Yeah, I probably won't be using it, but yes. So if you do, give it as feedback to them if you really want that. So they might consider adding it in the future. So they're very open to player feedback. So yeah, no overlay map for now. So question on dungeons will be multi-level. Some dungeons are already multi-level with staircases. So some people probably just didn't notice that. Okay, question on PvP solo players versus groups. So yeah, player versus player basically. Question on that. So on the PvP zones, Fields of Hatred, right? Is it the Fields of Hatred? So they said it's a place of slaughter, but there will be a level balancing or bucketing system to make sure that not all top players will be fighting low level all the time, right? There could be cases that'll happen, but definitely they have a leveling or bucketing system to make sure that not all low level players just instantly gets killed. So there's a lot of areas to experiment there, and or to avoid specific areas too. So there's a couple of areas for the Fields of Hatred. So yeah, it's more of a free for all type. Go at it as a group or as a single, as a single player. And yeah, it's for slaughter. Question on co-op on PC, WASD movement on PC, and mouse and keyboard on console. So no to all. That's it. Question on crafting system, more robust over time. Is that, will that happen? So yes. So it's killing monsters, collecting loot, modifying your gear, and building upon things. And so more crafting will be available or will be done in the future and future upgrades. Question on collect or harvest material when you're on your mount, right? So yeah, there will be a number of simple things you can do. You can pick up items like herbs when on the mount. So yeah, on the mount you should be able to pick up some certain items. Not sure what all of the items, right? So but yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Okay, so I think that's it. Yes, so that's it. So seasonal and battle pass focused on the next session. So that's the big news and summary of the Q&A. I will probably catch you on the Server Slam weekend. So see you in Sanctuary in a couple of weeks.
Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye now.